routine. And up next, we're going to see the Northern Cape Diamonds show us exactly what they're made of as they shake what the mama gave them.
Oh, we have a real fan base there for the Northern Cape Diamonds. Every team here has enjoyed support, and that has been a wonderful aspect of this Brutal Fruit Netball Cup. And it is the Diamonds from the Northern Cape, led out by Claudia Boyson, their Protea goal shooter, who come out ready to get us going with their dance routine.
She certainly looks like the dancing queen of this Northern Cape side. You can see the crowd as well, clapping along, singing along, as they are treated to some great entertainment with the dance routine from the Northern Cape Diamonds.
Listen, at courtside, even the Southern Stings are in on the beat, dancing along with their opponents, as we see the beautiful smile, obviously enjoying herself, Claudia Boyson. She's a physiotherapist by profession. And there we see the Southern Stings enjoying their opponents' dance routine. It's short, it's sweet, lots of smiles all around. And this is just where the smiles end, because on defense, we'll have Fun Us at goal, at wing defense. Antonia Aparicio and Simone Sell will try and smother the goaling opportunities. From the center court position, dictation of the tempo will be left to Mpikwani, and the attack will be initiated there by Mandy Berger, the captain. Claudia Boyson will be putting in the goals, and Beata Stemmet will be playing wing attack today. So the Southern Stings substitutes: Pretorius van Gunten, Mawene, Rent and Veppner, and the Northern Cape Diamonds: Crochet Veppner, Tetele, Reinica, Hotti and Tiala.
That's a surprising choice of putting Pumza Mawene on the bench. She started all of the games for the Southern Stings thus far, so it's going to be interesting to see how Annalise Streicher steps up in the goalkeeper position.
Yes, there are the young players from the Southern Stings, an area fed by the Southwestern District, Boland and the Western Cape region, and they are coached, as the girls call them, by the legends, Marlene Wagner, and Benny Simon is the head coach. Nadia van As in view there. We've seen her dominate the pink skirt for the Diamonds. Nadia van As has certainly shown us how you go about being a top-class wing defense, and it doesn't matter that you come from a small union. You can still stand out in a competition of this nature, as we see that smile lighting up her face. So it is the Northern Cape Diamonds looking to improve their log position against the high-riding Southern Stings, who have made no secret of the fact that their ambition is to be involved not only after winning the Shield, but they want to be involved in the promotion relegation match. They want first division status, and they have stated it loudly and clearly that that's their ambition in this Brutal Fruit Netball Cup.
So the Southern Stings is actually the only unbeaten side out of all 10 teams at this Brutal Fruit Netball Cup. So that's something that Benny Simon will be very pleased of. But obviously this is their last game, second last game rather. And let's see if they're able to maintain that at the end of round 2.
Our umpires all clad in their fabulous fuchsia pink Brutal Fruit Netball or umpiring outfits: Edling Forsman and Vivian Foucault. So the teams look all ready and set for this encounter. It may be an opportunity for Benny Simon to rotate some of the players, but she will be circumspect about throwing too many experiments into the mix. They don't want to compromise in any way their position top of the log in Division 2. There's so much more to play for. So it is action all the way from the Rembrandt Hall here at the Tucky Sports Facility. With me is Simi Mdaka, our resident specialist analyst. And Simi, do you think this is an opportunity for Benny Simon to allow players court time who we haven't seen much of? Or do you think she'll start off going for a strong first quarter?
Just before I get To that, Debbie, for our social media fans at home, you can follow us on Twitter at SuperSportTV, hashtag SS Netball, for a live update of all the action that's taking place here at the Brutal Fruit Netball Cup. Now, back to the question on Benny Simon. We see the usual suspects take on the court, all with the exception of Phumza Maweni, as Annalise Streich has taken the court. This weekend is opportunity for Benny to let all the players play, because come next week, it's going to be do or die.
See, Nadia van us there, we knew it would only take a few seconds before we saw her in action, tidying up a loose ball. On the other side, she is matched by an equally prolific Julene Rousseau, a young player with prodigious talent, who's already made her mark in the senior squads of South African netball, as we see Claudia Boyson, and it is the Diamonds early on in this first quarter taking the lead. So it is the Northern Cape Diamonds with the lineup as we expected. They came off a good run last week, have had some exciting matches. It's another one of those teams, Simi, earlier in discussion you said you thought the Baobabs had shown the greatest degree of improvement. What is your take on the Northern Cape Diamonds? Where are their strengths? Where are their weaknesses? Have they managed to camouflage them all?
Their strengths certainly in the defensive side. When we look at Aparicio and Van Ans, they have been standing out throughout the Brutal Fruit Netball Cup. So those two players for me from the back line have been really, really on top form. As we see the first shot taken by Madeleine Jubé of the Southern Stings.
She boasts really impressive figures as we see the Diamond fans making their presence felt.
Just back on that point around the Northern Cape Diamonds, we've also seen Mandy Berger also step up in the goal attack position. So she's somebody who's certainly improved, because we expected Boyson to step up, but it was good to see the improvement on Mandy Berger.
Keeper, yes.
Yes, it is the Southern Stings. With a close range shot, and that usually has one outcome, and it is a goal courtesy of the Southern Stings goal attack, Marilena Jubé. Yes, Mandy Berger is very confident when she knows Claudia Boyson is standing at the back of her. And why wouldn't she be? That is a Protea player who's represented South Africa with great distinction on many occasions. She did take a break from top flight netball to establish a practice, but she tells us she's enjoying her time with the Diamonds and loves playing with the younger players, and that is how you bound into the circle under the post, reset. This time the Stings come away with the ball. So it's 4. Diamonds play 3.
This has been a solid start by the Northern Cape Diamonds. Still early days, Debbie, but I think we're in for a real treat at this last game of day 7 at the Brutal Fruit Netball Cup.
In view there was the serious facial expression of striker, because she has just realized what Claudia Boyson can do under the pole, and that is a beautiful take by Julene Rousseau. Almost fully stretched out mid-air, like a diver. She managed to intercept the ball and still maintain her balance. And the Southern Stings are not wasting a single opportunity. Yes, we see the players on the bench. Never any shortage of support from the reserves. It's quite difficult. You have to encourage, you have to stay warm. They're going to bring out those dreaded skipping ropes in a minute as we see Lawson go up for an aerial ball, and she made a bit of a meal of it. She's been watching some soccer lately. I think she was tempted to dive after that little bump. But quite correctly, the umpire did see the collision mid-air, and Lawson was the beneficiary of that decision. Now, balls are being tipped. The Diamonds have arrived. The Diamonds aren't going to roll over and play dead against the Southern Stings. Reputation means nothing for these Diamonds. They're in this. They're going to give it the best possible shot.
Penalty. Vantage contact, goalkeeper. Keeper contact. Pass a shot.
We'll see a heavily strapped Aparicio just blown out of contact. It does pose some restriction in her movement, but I suppose protection is better than cure, and we don't see anything less from her.
Vanish obstruction
Speaking
in
of protection
defense.
being better than cure, as the ball is picked up by Van As. Yes, one of the manageresses of the Protea team, Tanu Pile, who's a physiotherapist, has just graduated with a doctorate in physiotherapy. And while we watch Claudia Boyson put up the shot, her thesis involved a prevention protocol for netball injuries. What she has seen is players with injuries, especially ankle injuries, come back to play in poor condition, not rehabilitated, and as a result they underperform at provincial and national level, and that then shrinks the pool of national players that you have to call on. So her thesis is very interesting, because her protocol is a prevention protocol, not only for netball but for other sports as well. Lawson is all over the place. We said once before, she's got these long arms and she gets them. She interferes with everything that looks like attack from the opponents. Mandy Berger solid under the pole. Just like pops herself in, never makes a big fuss, as we see Striker there in view. It is the Stings, and their attack is one of the most fluid. Beautiful positioning by Hubert. She's going to have to sink those first-time shots if they're looking ahead to some promotion relegation matches.
That's certainly what I'm looking forward to, Debbie, to see the Southern Stings take on the Eastern Cape Ellas, because I think, that's a done deal. It's going to be really interesting to see how they perform against that side and what the outcome is, because that's going to determine next year's first and second division pool lineup.
And Steyn takes the ball home. Stings out to a significant 4-goal lead after 11 minutes of play. So it's 7 to play in the first quarter. And the Southern Stings have already left their mark on this match. They've got such uncluttered attack. It's an uncomplicated formula and it works so well for them. However, as we see Steyn line up, and this time Aparicio gets a hand to it. Well, what we saw from the Allos earlier today, it's changed the outcome or the predictions for a promotion relegation match, because if the Southern Stings have to take on the Allos, the Southern Stings have got their work cut out for them. The Allos have just beaten the Criners, who are co-favorites to win this tournament. And so this puts a whole new spin on things. It just makes it even more interesting than it already is, as we see the Southern Stings. As we said before, it's an unfussy way of playing netball. It's their formula and it works very well for them.
Hopping, free pass.
And just to add to that, Debbie, the Southern Stings haven't been really tested. So I think that relegation match will be their first crucial and hard game, whereas we've got the Eastern Cape Ellas who've played 3, now in their 4th week of intense netball, where they had close encounters and also just beaten the co-favorites, as you mentioned earlier on. So it's going to be interesting to see how they raise their game to that same level of intensity. But I've got no doubt in my mind, this team is well conditioned, they're well prepared, and they've got great depth.
Yes, the Southern Stings have come out clearly determined to post a decent score in this first quarter. And that they are doing, and then some, underlining their potential, underlining their skill set. And they come with the full set, as we see Mandy Berger coming to collect. And Boyson is unable to gather the ball in. And let's see if the Northern Cape Diamonds can cause some pressure, and we can possibly see Van As steal her usual quota. This is crisp passing, clear front cuts. And this is a brand of netball that is so attractive to watch.
The Southern Stings have certainly started. This is the goal difference that we used to seeing. And for a second there we thought it might go toe-to-toe. But once they settled, they're certainly not holding back. They're going to go all the way.
This is a dominant performance early on in the game. So see the rebounds completely in favor of the Southern Stings, with the Diamonds yet to record a single one. Striker comes a little bit too close. The penalty count is even at this early stage of play in the first quarter in this Division 2 match. Diamonds are, when they do get the opportunity, are making sure they count. And you can't ask more from a younger team. And you know, if this younger team, in order for them to grow, they've got to start doing the things and trying the things that they need to do if they are going to grow and start winning matches. And who better to test yourself against than the Southern Stings, who are clear favourites to be log leaders come the end of pool matches tomorrow. She looks imperious under the pole, Bussel. She's just so confident and self-assured.
Contact, goal defense. Diamonds.
Oh, that's a great finish there by Jubei. We expected nothing less from her. She looks so cool, calm and collected, not even moved by what's going on in court, because she's fast, focused on what she has to do.
Varnish obstruction wing.
It's so open, the court. They seem to have so much time and space to implement their game plan.
Stings.
The Diamonds are trying to put up a spirited defense, but right now it is all stings. Everything is simply working for them, and as I said, that they get their centre pass stolen off, but Julien Rousseau is on fire this afternoon. You see a deflection in the stats, you can be sure that Julien Rousseau has contributed to many of them.
Oh, that was unfortunate for Rochelle. I mean, she usually takes such good intercepts, but I think she was just slightly late for that one. But two shooters in the circle, one defender, and Boyson will try or attempt to sink it in.
Yes, to her credit, she did look around for help in the shape of Mandy Berger, but she was completely out of sight, covered by a defender, and so Boyson tried the shot. She was out of play. And once again, it's this beautiful open netball, a run, jump shot, reset, go up. It is a goal for the Southern Stings. 16 to the good, and the Diamonds come in trailing at 7.
It's the first time that we've seen a rather quiet Aparicio. I mean, she hasn't really been involved in much of the action, and not by her lack of trying, but I just think the game is just moving too fast by the Southern Sting side, and it's very rare that we see an uninvolved goalkeeper from this Northern Cape side.
Mandy Berger is quite on form tonight. We've seen matches where she's left absolutely everything up to Boyson, as we see Stain come sailing around the front, and there's just no hesitation.
Diamonds.
Such a fluid shooting action. Yes, Mandy Boyson, we like to see that, a goal attack asserting herself, because we've seen in previous matches where she left 100% of the goaling opportunities to Basson, and today she looks like perhaps she knows there's going to be close attention paid to Boyson, but she has to take more of the opportunities. So the penalty count 14-9 against the Southern Stings. Barnard has the centre bib for the Southern Stings today, and she's got a bullet
Keeper
pass.
contact. Penalty pass outside the circle. On the edge over there. Outside. Penalty pass.
Oh, that's out of character by Stain, but she does get the rebound. And we spoke about the importance of rebounds as shooters. Even when you know the goal's in, you still need to be positioned in the way to expect a rebound, and we saw the benefit of that.
Claudia Basson almost kissed the Spar advertising board in her attempt to keep the ball in. Luckily, no harm done to the board or Boyson. Play is underway again. Passes are straight and true. They're very seldom
Contact on the wrist, past the shot.
loiter in the air. So defenders like Aparicio, it's just such a paucity of opportunity to steal them. There's nothing in the air going on there. I do think Aparicio is uncharacteristically subdued, but I think she's carrying an injury. She keeps on fiddling with the plasters, but it is last moments of the first quarter, and it is the Stings finishing off as they started in possession. A bruising quarter for the Diamonds. So it is the players who come off for some fluid in the first quarter with the Southern Stings 10 goals ahead. A strong start for the team from the Western Cape.